public. This video is only going... How's it going? As you might be able to tell from the title of this video, the subject matter is sociopath. That is somebody who has malicious intent towards others and does not feel any sort of negative feelings. They have no restraint to causing harm. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm sure a lot of you know that one person has been harassing me almost non-stop since 2018 as a result of this online activity and me getting attention on the internet. So yeah, I'm not gonna go over the whole series of events because I've already done that. If you look up Chit Chat Launceston nearly ruined my life, you'll find the video where I go over all of the events around this time period. So that video goes for 2 hours. It's quite a long thing to watch, but I mean over 1,000 people have watched it, so obviously people are interested for some reason. But yeah, okay, my frustration with this thing is just at a point where I don't want to deal with it at all anymore. But anyway, this video is not public. This video is only going onto the Chit Chat page, and I'll record it later and do what I want with it. But the reason for that is because I'm talking about something. I'm talking about the person who's been harassing me, and I have an upcoming court case with them where I'm applying for a restraining order. I don't want this to interfere with that. So that's why this is an exclusive Chit Chat only live video. So yeah, I'm pretty anxious at the moment, to be honest. I'm pissed off because the person who's harassing me is now harassing my parents and getting his creepy friends to harass them. And it really frustrates me because I know a lot of the people on the internet have tried to portray me as some kind of person who goes out and does malicious things to people, which I've never done. But there's this person who's actually caused physical, psychological, financial problems. It's fucking ridiculous. And I feel like I'm even being blamed to a degree for them harassing people in my life because they're targeting me, and unable to get to me, they're then going on to target my parents or Tegan even, who was my girlfriend. So yeah, what brought this up was there was a recent court case where Stalker had punched my dad and he was being charged with assault for that. So we went to court for that. And usually when I go to court, he will do something around about that time. And yeah, so he will usually send me creepy messages or come to my place or go to Tegan's place, or in this case he's got his weirdo friend to call my parents and just be weird to them about selling a barbecue or something. And it's so obvious what they're trying to do, but then when it's goes to court, it's court is such a bullshit thing. I hate dealing with it, and I think that he loves it. He seems to really get off over going to court and being able to present a case and argue and shit like that. And keep in mind, this all started over just arguing on Facebook with him posting about me and tagging me in posts on Facebook and me replying to him, and then he's gotten upset about what I've said to him and then has started harassing, literally jumped from talking shit on Facebook to saying, okay, I'm going to Tegan's house, you better be there, I'm going to knock the door in. So, look, I don't want to go over the events. To be honest, it's quite traumatic, and I do my best to avoid this as much as possible. If I don't know if you noticed, yesterday I did a live video, I didn't even mention it because I didn't want to bring it up unnecessarily. But then today, like, you know, when I find out that he's been harassing my mum and harassing my dad by the phone, or getting his friend to, it really ticks me off, you know. It strikes a nerve, because they're fucking with family, you know. Like, you can't fuck with me, so you're gonna fuck with people in my life? Like, that's fucking pathetic. And it's just so fucked up, because this has been going on for 2 years. Like, it's not just one day somebody's like, let's fuck with Joshua Sharon, let's call his parents, let's spread rumours about him, or harass him, or chase him, or whatever, or any of the stuff you've done. Not just one day, or another day, but again and again and again, over and over, for 2 years. Who the fuck does that? Like, I get in arguments with people all the time. On Facebook, in real life, I can be very argumentative. And, you know, like, I tend to mirror people, I tend to engage with people on their level. But this is just some psychopathic shit. I can't engage with that. If I reciprocate, if I behave the same way that this person is behaving towards me, that would be sick. That would make me a manipulative, malicious psychopath. And I'm not like that. To me, it matters how other people feel and what they think, you know. And I know I've done things that are not great, and you know, I need to be held accountable for that. But like, I've never had malicious intent. I've never wanted to hurt anybody. And this has just been going on for too fucking long, and for so fucking long. And so, like, I'll read some of the stuff, some of the messages. Now, the person who was who was calling my parents, they actually traced the number to somebody called Hayden Phillips, who has actually sent me messages in the past. And this person sent me a picture. I'll actually upload these to the Chit Chat group. I'll upload the conversation I've had with Hayden Phillips. This is the person who is harassing my parents, who's friend of my stalker. And
they saved an average $16 by switching their comprehensive
I'm just like, there isn't really anything I can do about it. I'm just fucking sick of it. What can I do? Honestly, there isn't anything I can change about myself to like make people just leave me alone. I've tried absolutely fucking everything. You know, I'm not fucking with anybody at the moment. Like, I'm not trolling anybody. I'm not bothering anybody. Things got a bit heated like last year, because as I was being harassed, I became increasingly desperate to get online attention so that I could draw awareness to the issue of being harassed. And
what would you do to make tomorrow really count?
Police have been useless. They've been more of a nuisance than any help.
Will open your mind your possibilities.
And yeah, so like, it's like somebody repeatedly like telling you that they want to kill you, that they're telling you that they're going to go to your house when you're not there, or that they're going to fuck with people who know or are associated with. They're going to fuck with them and shit like that. Like, the amount of he's been creeping on about Tegan, like why is he bringing her into it? Like, Tegan has had nothing to do with this creep. And he targets her house just because of her association with me. And all of this just because you're upset about something that I've said. Yeah. Okay, can you tell I'm a little bit worked up at the moment? Like, this shit gets to me. I've been dealing with this for years, okay? It doesn't matter how good my life is and how much progress I make. If someone's able to just get away with sending death threats and harassing your family and shit like that, and you know. So anyway, I got to deal with it, but try and not be too emotionally engaged with it. I've got to like disassociate myself from it a little bit, because otherwise I get too worked up. So I got to stay cool, and like when I go to courts, like it's always a bullshit. Like, he's always got a different story about why things happen. Like, when he knocked me out, he was trying to say that first he was saying that I fell over unconscious before he changed his story to say that I attacked him first, which I never did. But he's extremely manipulative. He knows how to work the courts, and because they only look at it on a case-by-case basis, they're not looking at it as a repeated behaviour. So, like when he's damaged my car twice, or when he's chased me on the street, or when he's followed me, or followed me around in the supermarket and things like that, or any of that stuff, they're not going to look at all of it. They're only going to look at those individual things they can charge, and like the police are fucking hopeless. Like the prosecution is pathetic, and he really, like I said before, like he really gets off over this thing. So he comes really prepared. Like he prints out all his documents and stuff. Like it's a hobby for him. It's like his lifestyle. They spend hours just fucking with people, and I've got caught up with this person. And the police know this person. They know about this person being a problem. In fact, the police say that he harasses them and stalks them, and they can't even charge him for that because he's just harassing the entire police department, not any individual specific officer. So even though he has, let's go over the things. He has repeatedly stated his intention to harm or kill me. He has trespassed on property, and he has attacked me, resulting in me being knocked out and injured and messed up for a week. He has slashed my tyres, chased me on the street, even driving on the wrong side of the road to come up next to me. Like, what the fuck why would you do that? And what else? I'll smash my car window. Given heaps of people my address and phone number, trying to get them to harass me. Spread all sorts of malicious rumours about me being crazy and stuff. So like this is all feeding off the stigma with like what was going on with Chit Chat and people like overreacting to like my Isaiah Mephisto account and stuff like that, being like, oh, he's so crazy, not understanding that the point of that was character exploration into the mind of an insane person. It's so that I can extrapolate the crazy parts of my own personality in a logical, contained environment. Like it's controlled, so it's not actual insanity, it's like emulated insanity. But anyway, you know, that's just my brand of material that I like to make. I like writing fiction and poetry and things like that, and creating characters and whatnot. So let's look at some, like, I don't know if maybe I should just like upload all of the things that I've received from this person, like the things that they've said. No one likes you, no one. You are an outcast in your own town for no reason. You are just a peasant. Damn, I'd hate to be you, always looking over my shoulder. You're a fucking loser. I hope, then he says his own name, gets you and finishes you off. Your days are numbered, I reckon it will be painful. I see that, says his own name again, and Mav are having coffee these days because like you remember I trolled Steve Mav and he became obsessed with that and the attention that I was getting, and I think that's a lot of what it is he's trying to feed off like the attention. Like I can get attention on the internet very easily, and he's like trying to feed off that. That's why this video is private on my Chit Chat group, so he won't be able to see that I'm actually talking about this, because if I post anything on my own page about it, then he's going to feed off that, and it's just going to like fuel him even more to keep like doing this sort of shit. So what else has he said? Got messages from his actual account when he tried to call me, and I said, why did you call me? And he says, to explain that you are actually mental, like you seriously have issues and should be on medication. I didn't take your phone like you reckon, nor did I, so will you please seek help before it's too late, although I think it already is. Like, okay, this is when that was the day after he knocked me out, and then he starts trying to convince me that I'm crazy and using the whole he's crazy, don't listen to him, what he says as a defense for why he went to Tegan's house at 3 a.m. and ended up knocking me out. He says, "You are not right. Doctors have said it. You have been in the mental facility, and people in there that had contact with you have said it. You say I was crying when I saw you. Lol, please do seek help." So like, I don't know what he's been talking about, who he's been talking to about me in mental health facilities, but this will come up a lot. Like, he'll say, "I was talking with this person about you and they've said this thing." He says I don't understand human behaviour. Like, he always tries to play the victim. Like, he says that the reason he's doing these things is because I've provoked him or done something. Yet in every single circumstance, it's been him who's instigated it. Literally every single interaction that we've had, except for the time when I messaged him on Facebook after he knocked me out to ask for his video recording of that, and he pretended not to know me. That's the one time that I contacted him. All the other dozens of times that he's interfered with me, like on the road, or messaged me, or called me or whatever, or like, he also has harassed Tegan's mum and ordered pizzas to her house, and like, it's incredibly juvenile kind of stuff, you know. So that's why I can't get my head around how someone does this sort of shit. Like, and you people try to make out like I'm crazy, like I'm insane, and I don't do anything like that sort of shit. I just create content and fuck with people a bit, but I never like. So let's look at what Hayden Phillips said. Hayden Phillips, the person who called my mum and my dad today to try and, I don't know, is just trying to prank call them, who is a friend of Nick. Oh my god, I just said his name. I wasn't supposed to do that, but whatever, I won't say his last name. So this creep's friend, like, he sent, when I was in Melbourne, he sent a picture of me to my messenger and was like, "Oh, we're watching you," and saying he's going to go to my house and all this shit, and saying that I have to write an apology letter to him and all of this shit. But I can't vibe with this the level of how fucked up and insane this shit is. Because people try to make out like I'm this sort of person because I'm weird or different. But here is somebody who actually does that sort of thing, and it's socially acceptable because you don't like me. That's all it is. It's, you know, like, I've spoken before about how I betrayed my first best friend in like grade 1, and I will forever regret that. So I prefer to be on the receiving end of this than be on the, like, dealing it out. I would never want to be a bully or that kind of person. But like, why can't we just fucking live our lives and get on? Why do people have to fuck with each other like that? Why can't people, like, if you've got a disagreement with somebody that's psychological or mental or whatever, keep it in like the realm of your mind and not come to fucking blows over something that probably doesn't even matter? Like, this is it's so fucking pathetic. Like, I've never seen somebody go through such extreme lengths to try and prove that they're better than me, or try and beat me or just try and like get to me or whatever. Like, it's I've had people who've been like a bit obsessed, who have like latched onto me for a little bit and then got over it. But this has been like 2 years of somebody, like every month for 2 years until I got the restraining order, I was receiving death threats and having to deal with shit in the courts. And anyway, I'm going to post my conversation that I had with Hayden Phillips, because he's the person who was harassing my parents today on the phone. He is a friend of my stalker. They've been harassing me since 2018 when I ran for mayor, trolled Steve Mav, trolled Chit Chat, and this whole Chit Chat group started up. And really, probably the only negative thing in my life at the moment, like seriously negative thing in my life at the moment, because like I have to be seriously concerned about my security. I've bought dash cams. We've got security cameras installed in the house. You know, I've got to be alert. I have to pay attention to like the license plate of the cars that are around me in case I've got to bring it up in court later on if something happens. Like the amount of shit is just fucking ridiculous, and I'm like, there isn't anything that I can do about it because it's enabled. It's enabled by the police, by the community, by our peers, by the social group, by Chit Chat, by like all of you people who think that it's all right to treat me this way because you don't like me or you've got a problem with me or something like that. Like if I've got a problem with someone, I want to sort it out with them. Like keep it on the level, like 1-to-1. I can't believe that at our age people are turning into absolute cowards where they don't even have the guts to be honest to each other. I think it's absolutely fucking pathetic. And yeah, if you can't tell that it's getting to me, like I'm not always this edgy. I'm just fed up. So the next time I have to go to court is in November the 5th, and that is for the application of restraining order. And he's got away with so much shit in the past. I don't even know if this is going to go through. But seriously, he's only left me alone since I've had the restraining order in place. And by left alone, I mean interaction has been limited to him just posting on my YouTube account, making pages about me, and calling my parents, or getting somebody else to call my parents, and following me in Bunnings. If it's just like talking shit from afar, I don't care. It's when he's coming up and messing with me and trying to fight with me and shit like that, or damage my car, or intimidate me and all this stupid shit, and then me having to go to court and explain what's happening and justify why I'm upset about it and why he's so fucking smug and content with it. Like, who the fuck does this sort of shit for fun? Like, I don't know. I guess maybe my expectations of humanity were higher than they should have been because I was exposed to shows like Hey Arnold and Arthur and Captain Planet, where like every episode it's like everyone learns how to get along and be constructive and better themselves and help each other out, and even the bad guys, you find out that they're just misunderstood, but it isn't like that. There are actually bad guys, and I'll tell you, I'm not one of them. I feel definitely like I am misunderstood. And I think that my actions will speak for themselves, that I've never done anything really harmful for anyone. And if I have, then I'm genuinely sorry and would like to make up for it. And I do highly value empathy as possibly the most important thing the most important brain function, to be able to connect with other people and understand each other and feel the connection with each other. That's the most important thing in life. And not just people, as animals as well. Pets, you know, cats and dogs are evolutionarily tuned to our brains. Like they're incredibly empathic. They understand how we feel very well. When I'm having a hard day, my cat can sense that and come up and comfort me. Like, she knows, and you know, sometimes she even gets pissed off with me, and I can sense that too. Like, you've got an unspoken connection where you know how each other feels, you know, and you just feel it. I guess you call that love, or like, I don't know, like brains are not made to be isolated. We're made to connect with each other, you know. And yeah, I'm autistic, so that whole thing is very abstract to me, but it is very important. So yeah, please don't think that I'm like those kinds of people who would do that sort of thing, like this person is, like what I've been talking about, this person has been doing to me. Okay, I really don't want people to think that I'm like that. I know, like, I've messed around with my image a lot online and played up certain characters and characteristics and things like that. So maybe at times I've seen unhinged or whatever, and yeah, and at times I have been genuinely mentally unwell. But you know, I'm working on myself, as we all are, and I think I'm doing all right. So yeah, I guess I just need to come on and vent for a bit, and say what's going on. I feel like it's important that people know what's actually going on in the world, and yeah, like in the future, we're probably going to look back on this and go, well, that was just some stupid shit or whatever. But I mean, like, one of the things that the Stalker Creep had said to me was that I won't make it to 2021, saying that it would end me before 2021, and that's like 2 months away. So I guess the clock is ticking on that, but we'll see if he's going to kill me. He said he was going to shoot me through the window with a shotgun. He's so blatant about it. He doesn't even try and hide it, but he still managed to manipulate the courts. So I've lost all faith in the legal system and the police and all of that. I think that they're incompetent, prone to manipulation by sociopaths, and I've just got to separate myself from that and get on with my own life, because I've got my own priorities and goals. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm actually the founder of a religion, and it's doing all right, and it's growing in relevance. Not exactly growing in members yet, but as time goes on and technology becomes increasingly involved in our lives, the relationship between God and technology will become more prevalent. But anyway, that's technotheism. Look it up on Instagram and YouTube.